Hey, welcome to the NFL Pick Show. Oh, shit, that's the wrong button. Is it?
No, it's the right.
Get the show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
Well, that was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gregg.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host, John Taman.
Well, you know, after listening to you guys from yesterday, y'all did it so well and so professionally. Here I come right back and fuck it all up right from the outset. And I must say, I'm glad I listened to the whole show all the way through, because you should, if you're out there, always listen to the whole show all the way through, because the best jokes are at the end, especially when Jesse makes his fucking prediction. I about freaking wrecked my truck. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
I about wrecked my truck. All right. So anyway, welcome to the NFL Pick Show. We have been doing terribly this week. We certainly hope you are not betting on our advice. But as always, the disclaimer is, if you do, you're a dumbass.
Even pros can't win them all. And last week, I've been doing extremely well in my picks. Not only betting, but the work pool. But last week was a dud. Was a dud. I think I got. Let's see. Last week, I got 4 out of a total of 13 games or 12 games. Right. But I am still in the lead in the James City County work pool.
Well, so for all of you that have the Virginia County pool going, remember, if you've got Jesse, you're doing pretty good. Not like you people in Fairfax County.
I'll go with it here. Right, we'll go for the Big and Boss book then from week 7. John, let's have a look at it.
Let's have a look at my Big and Boss face.
Yeah, John's got AIDS face.
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you something. Here's what I should tell you. You should make sure keep your clippers clean, because I guess that's what got me. And all of a sudden, my fucking face was like the size of a football. Well, maybe not that big, but it was pretty goddamn big.
John's done fucked around, and his wife just fucking roundhouse kicked him right in the fucking noggin.
Her face like the Elephant Man. Yeah.
She got me. I am not an animal. Leave me alone.
Oh dear. So the big in boss book from last week then, Jesse and Martin, you finished on the scores on the doors with 4 predictions correctly.
4 scores on the door.
Right, who did?
You did. You got 4.
Yeah, that lines up with my work pool.
Yep. And then John Taman, you also got 4.
Oh, I hope it was a different 4.
Yeah, and me, I also got 4.
Oh.
And on the placed money, here's where it gets bad. Jesse, $825 down. You got back a big fat 0 burger for the first time in Bleeding Burgundy podcast history. You got 0 back, which is actually not too bad. You've done all right when you look at mine further on. John Taman, 775. Your return was 247.35, giving you a loss of $527.65.
Can I just make a suggestion to you people in Vegas? What the fuck is with the cents? You know what? I throw change out the fucking window. That's why Ronald McDonald House puts that little thing by the window, because nobody wants that stuff. It's just going to weigh you down if you fall in the water when you think about it.
And then I put down $1,150 and got $284.39 back, giving me a total loss of $865.61.
So you're the biggest loser of the weekend.
$50, yeah.
Well,
I put on more, but I lost more. I was like, who would have figured? But yeah, an absolute dud burger. Everyone lost. The only ones we got predicted right, we predicted Cleveland to beat Indianapolis just. We predicted
what the fuck was that?
Seattle to beat Arizona. We predicted Kansas City to beat the Chargers, and the final one was Denver to beat Green Bay.
It was a really weird week.
And you said you picked Green Bay in your work pool. You didn't pick Green Bay on here, so that was an interesting one. You picked. You've got it written down here. You said I'll pick Denver for the win on this, but you picked Green Bay in your work pool, apparently, and I don't know if that matches up or not.
I don't know. Let's see
I don't
if
know
I can
either.
go back and see.
Yes, Peter, you are absolutely right. Ouch is the key word. I would have my ass spanked and no Christmas. That's for sure. If that was if it was the real life, if we were putting real life money on it, but we're not, so that's a good thing.
Tell you
Don't
what,
gamble.
you know, the week starts off with the Giants just handling the Commanders like they're kids.
Yep.
My fucking face explodes into a gigantic fucking scarlet volcano. Jesse had himself an adventure, which we'll tell you about tomorrow on the show. It was just a very, very rough, bad week all way around.
Rough.
Yeah, but just be thankful you're not picking out of the dumpsters in freaking Southeast Virginia.
I'm still.
Did you back Denver then, Jesse, in your work pool?
No, I don't think so. I can't go back and see what I picked last week.
Okay. But yeah, a bad week all round, but it was a draw on the scores.
But this week will be better.
Nobody likes a tie. Nobody likes it.
How
many favorites lost last week, though? That's the thing. People like Buffalo, the 49ers.
Yeah.
You think to yourself, what has gone on there?
Well, you know, the Buffalo thing was even worse because did you see the Hail Mary at the end of the game?
Yeah.
They're fucking literally holding the Buccaneers guys down. Right, they bracket the tight end, and the two guys are holding him so he can't even jump up. When they jump, there's like 5 instances of crystal clear pass interference. It's much more than just the jostling and the usual pushing and shoving on those plays. They're yanking him around, pulling him down. It's terrible, man. And the freaking refs just kept their flags in their pockets. They said, no, this team's supposed to go to the Super Bowl.
And who expected the Bucks to? Sorry, not the Bucks. The Raiders to get smashed by the Bears as well. That was another one last week that was
and
just.
And then the Detroit getting fucking
crushed. They got spanked. They got absolutely spanked by the Ravens. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think I put $200 on that game.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, let me go back. I'll tell you the bet just a sec. Jesse, the Ravens.
Big shout out to Jesse on the show last night for making sure my son's here's John's in the hospital. I'm like, oh, shit, I better call him. Cool, man. Fine. I just ended up there because that was the only place they would send me to get a fucking prescription. By the way, don't ever go to urgent care. All they're going to do is take your goddamn copay and say, you got to go to the emergency room.
Jesse did not put any money on that game.
Oh, wow. Surprising. I did on FanDuel.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. Yeah. Anyway.
The Bucks are scrappy, though, man. They are.
All right. So week 1, we got the game 1, Jacksonville and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jacksonville are favored only by 1.5. Steelers are starting to get their shit together a little bit, but I still do not like the Steelers in this game. Jacksonville hasn't really made that step yet. That you would figure they'd make after the year that they had last year. I mean, they're still rocking. I mean, let's not pretend. I mean, I think they're still a pretty damn good team. Let's see. Look at the injuries. I mean, they're 5-2. Pittsburgh's 4-2. I think that Pittsburgh win-loss record is a little bit shammed. I don't believe that. Trevor Lawrence is still on the injured report. Zay Jones is out. Let's see, anybody else of note? Brandon Sheriff, of course, is questionable with the ankle. We got Joey Porter Jr. for the Steelers, questionable with the calf. Levi Wallace, questionable with the foot. And James Pierre, questionable with the ankle. The over-under is, let's see, the over-under
40.5.
If it's James Pierre, are you sure it's not an ankle?
Ankle.
Okay.
Yeah, I got, even though the Pittsburgh's at home, I like the Jags in this. I'll pick them.
Jesse.
Laying the points. I don't think I'm going to put any money on this. It's probably because I got hit so bad last week, but I'd go Jags. I'd feel comfortable laying something down on the Jags.
What did you say the line was on this game?
1.5.
1.5.
Jacksonville favored by 1.5 on the road.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and take Pittsburgh. All right, at home. Ooh. I don't think they're as bad as they look. I think their defense is good, and I think TJ Watt can definitely get a hold of Trevor Lawrence. And he's questionable. He's been kind of dinged up, man. I'll take Pittsburgh in this game, and I'll take those 1.5 points, and I'll put $50 down on it because I don't believe in them that much. However, I do have breaking news. Trevor Lawrence, who landed this morning at 11 a.m., has only been in town a few hours. He's already been voted the prettiest girl in Pittsburgh. So I think that he was just glad that he didn't shave.
All right, let's see. Looks like, John, you missed another one 2 weeks in a row.
I got Jacksonville here. I'm doing this opposite to John, and I'm going to say that we put $50 on that, and I will lay the points on that one. So yeah,
okay, you
Jacksonville's winning this.
2 New York Giants versus New York Jets, and Saints versus Colts.
Saints versus Colts is the next one, I think.
Colts, we're not up there. Saints are favored by 1.5. Let me get rid of that overlay because John just didn't do his job, and
I didn't do my job. What did I not do?
There's no Saints.
Ron's going to make you a sign, John. It's all right. Don't worry.
Saints Colts.
It's not on my. It's not on.
Look at the way down near the bottom.
It's you have 2 New York Giants versus New York Jets for some reason. I don't know.
One's in the wrong spot, but
Anyways, we got Saints are favored by 1.5. I'm staying away from this game. Over under is 43.5. I don't like any one of these teams. If you had to, let me pull up the injury report real quick and see if there's anything that's is Derek Carr still alive?
He's down there. He's down there.
I don't know if he's is he playing? He's injured. I'm not sure. I think they brought Ian Book in, didn't they, for a while? I don't know.
We got we know Anthony Richardson is out for the year. Taysom Hill is questionable with the chest. Demar Davis is questionable with the knee. Marcus May is ill, and Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, all those players are, they're a big part of that team, that defense. The guard James Hurst is out with ankle. This is just an ugly game, guys. Like, seriously, I'm staying with it. I guess if I had to, I'd pick the Saints because they got the better defense, I would guess. But
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't like this game. I'm gonna go Saints minus the just Saints to win, actually.
John?
Scott, dozens of fans are expected to turn out for this one, and it should be a barn burner. However, if you're not interested in this game, our friend Bill Jones is having a barn burning down at his place out on Route 9, so that should be fun. Take the kids on down, get some cider, get some pumpkins and things like that. That's where I'll be because I couldn't work up any excitement for this game coming Sunday. I'm not putting anything on this game. This is his most putrid game that I can think of on this schedule.
I don't know. There's another one coming up next. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of them that are bad. But, I look at the Saints. Maybe it's their colors. I've never liked the Saints. But I look at them now, and I'm like, it makes me want to retch. I think that the Saints should be a diet program. You want to get rid of your calories? Fine. Eat all you want, then watch the Saints. You'll fucking puke it all right back up. I can't stand them. So I'll take them to win this game, but I have no faith in it, and I don't really care. How about that?
Fair enough. I'm going to be the same. I'm going to be exactly the same. Like, I want anything to do with this game whatsoever. Both 3-4, both got awful records. But I'm thinking because it was so tight last week between Cleveland and Indy, I'm going to ride the mustache, and I think he's going to get a win.
He knows what that means over there.
I do know what it means. Don't worry about that, sunshine. But yeah,
well, sunshine. He called me.
It did, yeah. I'm gonna put Indianapolis Colts for the win here.
Jessy,
they're at home, aren't they? They are at home. Yeah.
Yeah, Colts are home.
And I think that we might see Jonathan Taylor, big dose of Jonathan Taylor as well. So hopefully he has himself a game and we'll go from there. Interestingly, though, weirdly, thinking about the Saints, Alvin Kamara's record against Christian McCaffrey. Did you see them stats? Could have basically comparison. Everyone rants and raves about McCaffrey and says he's amazing, but Kamara's got exactly the same stats.
Well, I mean, Kamara's I think has been in the league a little bit longer than McCaffrey as well. But you see, Kamara, his stats the past couple of years are
a lot of injuries too. He missed a lot of time. I mean, Kamara missed some time too. But I tell you what, here's the bottom line for me on that: giving them both at their prime, which one are you picking?
McCaffrey.
I'm taking McCaffrey. Although,
you know, gives you a bit more.
Kamara was he's no slouch, man. That dude coming out of the
well.
backfield was vicious.
Mm-hmm.
So.
2 rising backs there. Anyway.
All right. Houston, Texas, going against the woeful Carolina
number 1
Panthers.
versus number 2.
You know, look, Texans, they got something going here. I mean, I don't think it's going to be this year, but I think in the near future, I think the Texans are building around. They got their quarterback, I think, of the future. I like where the Texans are going. Texans are favored by 3.5. The over-under is 43.5. Give me the Texans laying the points, and I'll put 2 burgers on it.
Okay, 1 second.
Tell me that line again.
3.5.
Oof. So Texans lay points.
What's the?
And you want to put 200? You want to put 200 on it? Did you say?
Yes, sir.
Yep, no problem.
Over-under is 43.5.
43.5, is it? Wow. Okay, that's quite. I think that's quite high, actually. But yeah.
I'm going to do the same exact thing, except instead of 200, I'm just going to put 100 on it. I'm not as brave.
Oh, more tea, Vicar.
Right. I got to tell you. Jesus. It's like you're in
your truck. If you speak up, Jesse, we'll get you. That's it. We'll hear you.
Feed that dog.
Just some injury notes too. Robert Woods is out, and Sheldon Rankins is out. Speaking of Rankins,
yeah, anybody behind you is out.
I mean, yeah.
Brian Burns is questionable with a elbow injury, and Von Bell is out with a quad injury.
Yeah, I just don't think Bryce Young's the answer, even though he's the number 1. I think CJ Stroud isn't actually, he's playing much, much better than you thought. And I think if they look back on this Carolina now, they'll say to themselves, we made a mistake.
They already are. They've had the conversation, I guarantee it, because there was argument in their own locker or in their own circle about which one that they should take.
Yeah.
And I don't think Frank Reich, they didn't like it either. I don't think Frank Reich was on board with it.
Frank Reich is a coach anyway, so...
He did say, I mean, he said that they've been interfering, and I think David Tepper seems to be that interfering owner as well. I think he is one of them people who, if you don't like, he doesn't like the pick, he'll pick who he thinks is best. For me, this is a Houston win. I'm not going to put any money on the actual winning, laying points, anything like that.
Just took the words out of my mouth.
Push it.
Yeah. But I do think... I am going to go on the under though. I think it's going to be under 43.5. So I'll put.
Yeah, that's probably a good bet. That's definitely a good bet right there. All right, we got the probably one of the better games of the week right here. Rams and Cowboys, and the Rams are dogs, are 6.5-point dogs, which kind of shocks me a little bit because of how hot and cold the Cowboys can be, and how hot the Rams can be. Over under 45.5. Look, I don't think the Rams are going to win, but I think they're going to cover.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I can tell you right now, I'm not so certain about this Cupper Nuka Puka Rucka, whatever the hell they got them wide receivers over there. You say they can be hot, they can be cold too, because the Cowboys, we're doing just fine. Let me tell you something. I have the confidence that Dak Prescott can go ahead and win us this football game. And because I feel so strongly about this, Jesse, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody on that to go down to cowboyshop.com right now. Use the promo code Big Jerry, and get yourself off 10% off all Dak Prescott related automobile accessories. I mean, bumper stickers. We got seat covers. I got a Dak head gear shift knob. It's uglier than sin, but you might just like it. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Okay. What are you doing, Jesse? Are you going to take the?
Yeah, I got the Cowboys to win, but I got the Rams covering.
Yeah, I'm going to take straight out LA Rams. I think they're going to win this game, and I'm going to take the points on here, and I'll put 100 on it.
All right, so you're going to double up. You're going to do the money line.
No,
Or
I'm just going
to do the points.
I'm just going to do the points this
But then
time.
you're also. I just want to make sure for season's ends record, you're calling for a Rams straight up win.
But I am calling Rams are going to win this game anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be over the 6.5.
And you're going to put you said 500 on the spread.
Yeah, 100. Not 500. No, that's for sure. I just think Matt Stafford's playing really well, and Dak's not been amazing again. So
they're 4-2 though. They're doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that these teams they're more equally matched than I think people think they should be. You know what I mean? I think a lot of folks thought the Rams shouldn't be doing what they're doing, and
that's what they're even in the beginning of the season. They were talking about Rams having like a top 3 pick.
Well, you know what I say about experts. We're just as fucking right as any of them.
That's true. That's true. All right, game of the week here. We have the hot Atlanta Falcons going up against the Tennessee Titans. The Falcons are actually favored. They are
2.5, isn't it?
Road favorites. Shockingly enough, 2.5 over under.
Is that because Will Levis is starting?
Will Levis is starting?
Is he?
Yeah. Will Levis is starting. Tannehill's out.
Tell you what, excuse me, NFL, Mr. Roger Goodell, may we please once again remind you that all the fucking rules that you spent the last 20 years putting in place to fucking protect quarterbacks doesn't protect any quarterbacks at all. Listen to the matchups you have this week, and it's only week 8.
Desmond Ridder against Will Levis. What?
I mean, Ridder is at least drafted to play, but you're talking a third string quarterback. Here, look at this Raiders game. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Falcons. I got the Falcons to win.
Yeah, 100%. 80.
I don't know. I'll tell you what.
I'm not putting nothing on this.
I'm going to go ahead and be bold about it. I'm going to go ahead and say this is by the way, the Southern Tennessee and Northwestern Georgia Bowl, which means if you can prove that you actually are married to a blood relative, you get your second ticket half price. So that's going to bring in a lot of fans. And it'll be pretty loud in that place because, they were all born on a fucking barn. They don't know how to shut up. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Titans. I'm going to say Will Levis comes out and shocks everybody and beats the Falcons because I'm not fucking impressed with the Falcons. I think that Bijan Robinson ought to pay attention to the guy on the other side of the sidelines over there who's going to take that ball and run down that fucking field at like 22 miles an hour and score. Mr. Henry, by the way.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. It's going to be a big dose of King Henry, isn't it? That's for sure. Mm-hmm. It might be his last game for Tennessee as well. Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, now the battle of the Meadowlands.
Oh, shit. Another game of the week. Jets Giants. Jets are favored by I think 2.5. Favored by 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, I like the Jets in this game. Like this is another game I am not putting any money on because you never know. I think it's going to be a low scoring defensive battle. Over under is 35.5. I will hit the under actually, and I will I'll put 50 on the under.
I'll do that. I'll put $50 on the under. And I think that really it would be considered cruel and inhuman if anybody outside the immediate viewing area was forced to watch that game. I mean, unless they've done something like serious, like rob a bank or something. Then I say, you can make them watch it. But
Daniel Jones is out again.
I think I think Dable might not be putting him back in. I think he might have a neck problem all year. Like he is a pain in Brian Dable's neck.
Do you think they've noticed now? Oh, Tyrod Taylor's actually better potentially. But yeah, right. I know. I'm still not convinced with Wilson starting as the Jets QB, but the Jets have got so much on defense that they're good enough to take care of New York.
We thought that last week. But
we did.
They've at least showed it. That's right.
Hold on, John. We're pretending that we've got a good defense. That's the difference. They actually do have a good defense in, Sauce Gardner. And then you look at the 2 rookies. Well, last year, they both got Rookie of the Year from one on the offensive side, one on the defensive side. I mean, Wilson's no joke. So... Yeah, I think that they're going to win. No problem at all there. 3.5. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 100 on, and I'm going to lay the points.
Okay.
Lay points.
Right on.
NYJ 100.
All right. Next up, we got the New England Patriots. Oof. Miami Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 9.5. And hit
9.5. Wow.
That Dolphins win and they cover. They're going to lay the points, Put $100 down on it. The Dolphins screwed me last week. They're not going to do it this week. Over under is 47. I just don't. I just think New England plays Buffalo pretty well. They got away with one against them, but they're going to come back down to earth.
Yeah, it's hard to believe in Mac Jones, and I don't. So yeah, I'll go ahead but I'll tell you what, I don't think that they're winning by 9.5. I'm just going to pick straight up on. I'm going to pick straight up on the Dolphins just for our picks, but I'll go ahead and I'll put 100 down on the under.
Okay, so John under.
This is the same reaction my jokes get. I'm going to stop telling jokes. It sounds like there's a fucking funeral going on in this place.
It's the ice cream man's driving past. Yeah. No, in all seriousness, I'm going to take the Dolphins as well. I don't think they're going to be out as far as 10. I mean, they could put 70 on them, but at the same time, they came into against a very good side in the Eagles last week, unfortunately, and got kind of blown out towards the end. What was it last week? Was it 30 odd? So yeah, let's have a look. It was 17-31 to the Eagles. So yeah, I just 9.5 is a lot to take on there, but I'm going to stay away from it. But I'm picking Miami for the win.
Right on. All right, we got Green Bay, NFC North showdown. Look, Vikings showed up last week. Green Bay is still,
they're not.
Green Bay.
They're not showing up.
So a lot of places have this as a pick'em game. FanDuel has Minnesota as a 1.5 point favorite, and give me Minnesota plus the points, man. And and I'll put 2 bills on it.
What's the over under?
41.
Jessy, Kirk Cousins won the 3rd consecutive Whitest Man in Minnesota award this week, and he is waiting to kick the crap out of the Green Bay Packers to celebrate. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Vikings, lay those points. I'm going to put $200 down on that, and I am going to take the over for another 50 smackers.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to do exactly the same bet as you two about laying the points, $200 on there. I think after last week's performance by Kurt, yeah, they haven't got a shot at Green Bay here, even though it is at Lambeau.
He's learning his life after Jefferson, and he's going to be hitting that rookie, Jordan Addison. He's going to hit him.
Yeah, I like that kid.
AJ Osborne. They've got a good tight end that he likes in Hawkinson. The running game, I'm not sure what they got going on there. Madison is kind of off and finicky and that kind of thing like that. But if Kirk plays the way he was playing on Thursday night last week, coming off that mini bye right now, Packers are fucking just not. They're not getting it done.
John, did you see you're going to put 50 on the over, by the way, there? Sorry.
Yes, 50 on the
50
over.
on the over.
50 on the over on the Whitest Man in Minnesota. 3 consecutive seasons.
Right on.
Pete checking in over there from Bristol. Congrats to Captain Mayo. Jesus, that sounds even worse compared to what's going to happen to us.
Yeah.
We might have one of those call downs. Which one of you guys is really Captain Mayo? Have a foot race.
All right, we got the Cleveland Browns traveling to the West Coast to take on the Seattle Seahawks. And Seattle just keeps winning for,
God knows how.
Yeah. Seattle's favored 3.5. No Deshaun Watson, which is probably a good thing. I know they brought in some quarterbacks. I think, PJ Walker's just really not getting it done. There was even some talk about, them calling for Jacoby Brissett. The over-under is 37.5. I expect Seattle to win this game. They got a high-powered offense. I got Seattle laying the points.
Yeah.
What are those points again?
3.5.
3.5.
I'm going to take the Browns, and I'm going to take that 3.5, and I'm going to say they're going to win outright. All right.
Wow.
Their defense is for real, man. Now, even though Seattle isn't bad, they've got young players playing well. What's his name? Kenneth Walker. That guy can run pretty well. And Geno Smith, for as oddball as he does it, you're right, he keeps winning. But so do the Browns. And they've taken down some tougher teams using that defense, and I can see it happening again. I don't think they give a shit about the crowd noise. I don't really think they care. So I'll go ahead and take the Browns. And I'll tell you what, I'm putting $100 down on the Browns.
100 on it. Wow, that's brave. That's a brave call, that John.
We will take
That's
that
right.
$100.
You gotta live strong, man. You gotta live for the league.
Take that $100 and stick it straight in the fire.
Wait, whatever. I'm gonna
There's
stick the
fucking
Browns
no
defense,
chance
and they're gonna
that's
win
gonna
for me.
happen. Well,
No
I'm going to go the absolute opposite. I'm going to say Seattle's winning that handily.
Handily.
Yeah,
Handily.
I'll take the points on that one. I'll put 200
Handily against that defense.
Easy, no problem at all.
Says. Oh, listen to the.
No problem. No problem at all.
Like an afternoon tea for Geno Smith and the boys.
All right, Guff. Now we'd like an afternoon tea, maybe a crumpet. Oh, can I fluff your pillow? You got a fucking chimney I can sweep.
Mr. Mustache Rider, I don't want you talking about fluffing on this show.
Fluffing, yeah, it's gone wild already, isn't it? Sorry.
See, now I listened to last night's show, and it was nowhere near like this. You guys were actually serious talking football and shit. I'm like, Jesus, I come on this show and act like a clown. Fucking A.
All right, we got Cincinnati and San Francisco.
Cincinnati?
San Fran has kind of like started to fizzle a little bit. I don't know. Do you think they're in some trouble?
The Browns at home are tough, man. And what's his name? Purdy might have a concussion. He's questionable to play.
He got out of a concussion protocol already. So.
Is that because he's just got a pinhead?
Debo is out. He's been out for a few games, and I think that's hurt the San Francisco offense a lot. Yep. So I'm going to take. I think San Fran's going to win, but I'm gonna say that Cincinnati covers.
Okay.
Trent Williams is also questionable with the ankle injury.
What's the line?
5.5.
5.5, which is just mental. I think that's a lot.
You know, Jesse, this is a rematch of not one, but two Super Bowls from past games, both won by the 49ers and both happening well before any of these players were even born, probably before their parents ever had sex. To me, that little bit of announcer masturbation means absolutely nothing to this Sunday's game. We were talking about that before the game, the announcer masturbation, the stupid things that they say just to fill up the time. And I want you to hear this tomorrow when the Eagles are down 17-0 in the first quarter. All right, listen to them. Or any game you're watching. Whatever game you're watching, whoever's up on them, they come out in the first quarter and they have a punt. You'll hear fucking one of those idiots will say, "That's not the way you want to start this half. That's not the way you wanted to start this." Although with us,
no shit, Sherlock,
it might be. Our plays are scripted that way. Maybe it is. I don't know.
What was the other one? Oh, that's going to deplete. That's going to deplete their resources at linebacker. No shit. Cody Barton's got a high ankle sprain. What do you think's going to happen when you bring in Mayo?
We'll get there. All right. Anyway, the Bengals and the 49ers. I agree with Jesse. I think the Bengals will cover. I just don't believe in Joe Burrow just yet. The Bengals they have what it takes. They just haven't put it together. He's been
that lingering calf issue too.
Yeah. I'm not so sure what to make of it. The 49ers, you're right. They have been susceptible. If Purdy's going to play, I give him a bit of a better chance. I'll go ahead and take them to win. What do I win if I just put it down outright? $100, Scott, like 13 cents.
Let me have a look now. It would be where are we? It is minus 240.
Forget it. I ain't betting them on the money line then. Forget that. I'll just go ahead and take the Bengals to cover. Just pick the 49ers to win. And the over-under you said was what?
43.5, I think.
I'll take the over. And that's where I'll put my money. I'll go ahead and put $100 on the over. Yeah, those teams are going to score.
All right, we do not have the Baltimore-Arizona game.
We don't? Yes, we do. Hang on a minute. I know I made that damn thing.
Because I don't have it on my list.
Hang on a second.
I've got it written down here, mate. So
yeah, no, it's Baltimore's favored by 9.5. All right, well, there it is. It's not on my list. It's kind of weird how some of them just don't show up on mine.
Yeah, that is.
Baltimore's favored by 9.5. Over under is 44.5. Listen, give me Baltimore laying the points. Put a hundy on 100 pickles.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put $200 down on the Ravens and lay the points. The Cardinals, although, there's something going on with the Cardinals. They did announce this week, they used this graphic to show us that Kyler Murray was ready to play. So looks like he's finally gotten gotten up to snuff there. So, I mean, it's curious as to what they're going to do because
He's not going to play this week.
Even still, I'm just curious as to what they're going to do. Is he going to be part of their plans going forward, or are they just going to go ahead?
They're going to try to listen. He's got a hefty contract. He's got a hefty contract. I doubt anybody will trade for him.
We looked at this. Me and Scouse were actually talking about this, saying, "What would you do if it turns out that Kyler Murray becomes our QB?" And it's just the contract is ridiculous. They can't get out of that contract either for another 2 years.
I wouldn't care if we got him for veteran minimum. I wouldn't.
Minimum.
No. When you have to put a do your homework clause in there, not playing video games and read your playbook. Fuck that. So all right. That's my big bet of the week.
I've got you there. Yeah, 200 on Baltimore. I'm the same. Baltimore going to win this. This is the easiest win of the week for me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you want to do betting, that's probably where I would put my money. But don't listen to us because we're stupid.
Kansas City and Denver. This game is going to have massive weather implications.
Inclement weather. Yeah. Implications of inclement weather.
They're saying it's going to be like 13 degrees and I'll have a foot of snow on the ground. They're supposed to stop snowing like around 3:00.
Our time or their time? That's middle of the game.
Their time.
What time's kickoff? What time is kickoff? Is this
their kickoff time? Is at 1:00. That's their time, but
okay.
But our time's is at 4:00.
Right. So it is. So it is in when we watch it on the TV. This is the late window game.
Yeah. Right. We're gonna. If that snow is scheduled to end if that's expected to end around 3:00, that should go into the third quarter easily.
So the Chiefs are favored by 7. Over under is 46.5. I think I'll hit the under on this because of the weather. I just 7 seems juicy. You would like the Broncos really are terrible, and the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yeah,
but it's
not quite the Chiefs, are they?
Yeah, they're not scoring a whole lot of points.
I know what you mean by that. Pacheco's not got going. They haven't really been the Chiefs.
I mean,
they don't have the deadly speed outside.
Yeah,
they just haven't found it. Sky Moore ain't shit. There's nobody there that's pulling it in.
I mean, they're winning. They're winning week in and week out, but they're just not scoring a whole lot of points. So I think I'm going to stay away from this, and I'm going to shoot on the under, and I'll put 50 on the under, just for shits and giggles.
But you're predicting a KC win, are you here, Jesse?
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Okay, John, same KC win.
Scott, this is one of those divisional games where I think you can throw the records out, my friend. Anything can happen. There's a lot of bad blood between these two original AFL teams, and I am predicting a close one here in the weather, and I am going to say that the Denver Broncos, shock the world and lose to the Chiefs 37-20. I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs, lay the points, and I'm going to put $50 down on that, and I'm also going to put $50 down on the under. It's not going to be 37-20, but I wrote that down.
37, then that's way over.
I'm not going to write. No, I'm not. No.
More like 27-10. That's more like what I think it'll be.
So 50 on the under, and I've got to write on another page. This is getting wild. So also
up the Big Boss book.
We are. What
One
was
day,
it on
1,000 years from now, a civilization will find that book and they'll go, "These sons of bitches, shit."
Exactly. Oh, that was a bad week. 7.
And
how much was it? 100. Were you laying the points? Yes. Did you say? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I've got you. Cool. Thank you. I'm good. Yeah, KC are going to win. That's it. I'm not even staying away from it though. It is if the weather's got weather implications, it could go anyway. That game, we've no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Bears, Chargers. Bears are terrible. Ooh. Chargers, they're
even worse.
Chargers
are favored by. The Chargers are favored by 8.5.
Chargers.
8.5.
Chargers.
But the Bears. Who's playing quarterback for the Chicago Bears right now?
Badgett.
That guy didn't have a bad game. Badgett. Yeah.
Badgett. Yeah. Tyler Badgett, or whatever he's called.
Give me the Chargers laying the points.
Yeah, I just
No money on it. Though.
Every time,
I
though.
got Chargers win. I ain't doing nothing with the points.
Okay.
What's the line again? Did you say
8.5 is huge.
And this is in Chicago, isn't it?
No, this is
it's
in LA.
No, fuck it. Give me the 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy wasn't too bad last week. I mean, you got to take things in all consideration. And the fact of the matter is that yes, the Chargers like to fucking. They're like us, except they're more talented.
1 second, John. Jesse, are you laying the 8.5 points?
Yeah, I'm laying the 8.5. I think Chargers going to win by like 13.
Wow. Okay. 9 points.
If I asked you which one of these two teams has scored more points this year, which one would you think?
I would say LA Chargers.
You would be incorrect.
Wow.
The Chargers have scored 144 points, and the Bears have scored 158. Thanks to
but it doesn't help when you give up 40.
Well, okay, let me see here. What's the rest of the story here?
Is that 100 that Jesse on that one? Jesse, are you putting 100 on that? Because that's your normal bet. You're not putting any money on it at all? No.
Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead.
Talk him into it.
Yeah, you got the breaking strain of a Kit Kat. You'd fucking melt like a Mars bar in the witness box, I tell you.
A Mars bar in the witness.
No, sir. No, sir. Like ratting people out.
All right.
Peter's got the Bears.
Last one.
Oh, Bears.
I tell you what, I am taking the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears and those points.
Really?
I'm going to say I think the Chargers win, but you said it's 7 points. I'll take the Bears in those 7 points.
8.5 points.
8.5 points. I will take the Bears in those 8.5 points, and I will put $75 down on it. And what did you say the over under was?
55. The over under is 46.5.
John,
I'll take the under, and I'm going to put the other $25 down on that to even it out. I'm all in on the Bears this week, baby. The Bears.
8 points, Bears. And then you also going under as well with $25.
Right.
Same game, John. Wow. Okay, that is. I'm staying away from this, but I do think the Chargers win the game.
Vegas and Detroit. Detroit's favored by 8 points. Detroit's probably really, really pissed off.
I'd be so annoyed.
Is it no Jimmy G?
It's the other guy, the one that's the third stringer. Yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah, Mason Max Crosby is questionable. Dude, give me Lions. Give me Lions to cover. Putting 200 on it. They're gonna rack up like 55 points. I bet.
Garoppolo says set to play here.
Is he?
Well, that's what it says here.
Well, fuck him.
Yeah.
Give me Detroit.
I was looking at Pornhub, so I don't know.
Give me Detroit. Laying the points.
How many points is it?
8.
Yeah, I'll take Detroit and lay the points because they're going to be pissed off after what happened last week, man. And I think Campbell is going to have them fired up like a freaking can of chunky soup. He's going to be all over their ass.
Jesse's laying the points, and you want 200 on that. Wow. Okay, 200.
I'm not that brave though. I'm only putting $50 on it.
You're putting 50 burger on. I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to put 100 on it. I'm going to say that's where we need to be. So we're all betting on Detroit to do the business there.
You know what we need? We need Scott's camera at an angle down low where we can watch him.
Writing it down.
Right. And it'll be like the offensive coordinator cam. When they go to the offensive coordinator up in the booth and he's up there, he's got his Dr. Pepper and right in front of the camera.
It's not even zooming in. It's just pure shit scribbles.
It's
like, what is that? Like
you want to put your camera on an angle and just lay it down here so we can look at you while you're writing. Because otherwise, most of the show we're just looking at the top of your head.
Genuinely though, it's pretty good.
In the age of computers, Scott draws a spreadsheet in a book.
I know.
All right.
I love it though.
Hey, why not? That's good. That's
the
good.
game everybody will be tuning into is the Philadelphia Eagles are traveling down at 95 to
Washington.
Landover.
Landover,
Maryland.
Maryland.
In Maryland.
To take on the red hot Washington Commanders.
Get right, boys.
The Eagles are favored by 7.
7 points.
Listen, are we kidding ourselves here? Washington is going to fucking cover this game. Seriously.
Behave
They're going
yourself.
to fucking cover. They're not only going to fucking cover, they're going to fucking win this game. 23-20. Booyah.
All right.
Okay. I'm going to write that down.
You said so. 7-yard field goal from your guy, Joey Sly.
Joey Sly.
That's right. Joey Sly, your guy. I just don't have that kind of faith. Although I do think that this is Ron's annual. Let me show him a little bit of side boob and keep him excited and looking at me. So I'm thinking
side boob.
Little 31-28 action is what we're going to get. It'll be just enough to suck us back in and go, hey, it really wasn't too bad until who do we play next week? Little Mother Mary's fucking Sisters of the Poor and shit. Is that who
we're playing New England.
New England? Yeah, they'll spank us 43-0. Something like that. Remember when Bill Belichick fucking ran it in at the fucking 2-yard line when it was 51 or it was 45-7 with like 30 seconds to go, and he freaking against Joe Gibbs, he ran it in at the 2.
We are still pretty healthy as a team. I think the changes within the offensive line are well deserved and coming. Too bad it had to happen upon. Well, one, Nick Gates is benched because of play, but Sadiq Charles, is out because of injury. But I think that's going to help a little bit. You got Bradley Roby is out with a shoulder injury, which is good, and Jordan Davis is questionable. So hopefully, he's banged up a little bit. Listen, we play the Eagles tough. There's no doubt about that. I think this point spread should be like 5.5, maybe 6 at the most. I don't think it should be 7.
Are you taking then? Are you actually predicting a Washington win, or are you saying?
I'm not being serious about that, but I think we're going to cover.
Okay, Philly win. Washington.
The line is 7. No, I just can't. I just can't believe it. I can't buy into it anymore. I can't believe I even have to say that. Oh my God, we don't have Cody Barton. But oh my God, we don't have Cody Barton.
But John, we activated Jabril Cox.
Jabril Cox.
Jabril Cox, the most amazing player nobody fucking wants.
Dude, social media is flipping out about this Jabril Cox. Like, what took them so long? He's a good player. Like, he has never stepped foot on an NFL football field in a game. And people are talking about this guy like he's the second freaking coming of Ray Lewis.
Has he really never played a game? I thought he was a 4th rounder, and he played for the Cowboys for a while.
I think so.
He never got on the field. He never got on the field.
I didn't know
preseason, but that's not much.
Genuinely didn't know that.
The fact of the matter is on our practice squad, he's open to every other team poaching him, and nobody did.
Correct.
All right. So the thing is this: everybody else looked at themselves and went, okay, we're set at linebacker. Washington, they don't even believe in linebackers. So, look, if he comes in and makes plays, and I think you're right, Jesse. People on social media know what they want. They want to be able to say, I knew that name before you knew that name. And see, I was right.
Look, I knew the name coming out of
anything. And I hope they're right. I hope he does. I hope him and Hudson have the day of their lives.
I liked him coming out of LSU. I did. I wanted us to draft him. He played good college ball, but I mean, he was sitting on practice squads for 2 years, and no one picked him up until we did.
So let's hope he's ready.
He's
had 2.5 years of practice. Let's hope he's ready. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I told you," or anything like that, because I didn't tell you. I don't. Jack Del Rio. There's nothing he can do with the linebackers. Even if they come up, even if they bring up Cox and he excels tomorrow, has fucking 15 tackles and an interception. It doesn't make any difference because of how he has fucking thoroughly botched the goddamn linebacker position. I would give him no credit for it. You got lucky. So I'm just hoping anything, because David Mayo out there, Jesus Christ. I hate to say this, but it's going to be like watching some kid from the March of Dimes out there running around trying to chase down the fucking Dallas Goddard.
John's going to bust out his,
I know, I'm going to get
Cody Barton jersey that I sent him.
You're buying one for Christmas.
Wishing that he was on the field.
I'll tell you what, I do a David Mayo impression.
That's
about how far away he is.
It's 70% off in the Commander store. I saw it earlier, and it's John's favorite jersey. It's last season's John Bostic jersey, so I thought I might go and get that for him.
70% off is not enough. You take them over to 98% off, and then say, John, I'll tell you what, we'll drop it off personally, and John Bostic can sign it. That way, I can kick him in his sorry butt.
So I'm going to take. I'm going to lay the points, and I'm going to put 200 on the Eagles winning this game.
You are,
and I think it is 28-10 Eagles. We are going to get absolutely destroyed. No. I'm not. I'm not. It's reverse psychology, because then you can all go, "Fucking told you in the post game tomorrow. Told you we'd win. I told you we'd win." And I'll be
But
like,
you did this last week.
For the rest of the year.
You did this last week. You did it last week.
And it didn't work at all, Scott.
Fucking work
at all.
No, I said we were going to absolutely trounce the Giants.
And you're right.
It didn't work. So that's why I'm going the other way.
So you're George Costanzaing it. That's what you're doing. You're going to do everything the opposite. You're doing the George Costanza. Now, next week, if you can come in and do a George Costanza impression, I would be very impressed. Who that guy is. You've never watched? You don't have Seinfeld over there?
He's a Seinfeld.
Well, that's who it is. He's on Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's a little short, fat guy that looks like John with dark hair.
Not really.
Okay.
But, no, if there was ever a movie made about the Washington Redskins / Commanders,
he would have to play.
Costanza should be playing Dan Snyder.
Put a toupee on him.
Yeah, that would be the perfect Dan Snyder. Seriously,
Dan's not happy. Oh my God, that would be funny. Yes, yeah, that's a show you missed, man. If it's on over there, watch it. And the unfortunate thing about it being on Netflix is that they have it at the wrong. They compressed it so that it would be on modern screens, but it's not shot for that. So some of the best stuff, you can't see it. It's outside the screen. And they had so many little tiny sight gags. Dude, the time when Kramer is putting the bra on George's father and they're dancing the cha-cha, but you can't even see it in the new thing. So you miss good shit. But it's worth watching. You always give me British shows to watch. I'm going to give you that one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that.
Yeah, you should.
There you go.
All right, so I guess Jesse is hacking his lungs out. We're gonna have to move along. We already did. That was it, right? So we're done.
That was it. Yeah, bang on.
That was it.
So you can join us tomorrow.
He sounds like he got cock and throatus. He can't even laugh about it. All right, but you know what? You want a good laugh on Jesse's expense? Tune in tomorrow. After he sits there and tells us how Joey Sly he predicted it. Joey Sly's gonna win the game for us. That's what he said. But tomorrow, honestly, you're going to hear the best fucking state highway goddamn story you've ever heard.
Unless
you're the guy
that's on Monday.
Found it. Oh, that's right, on Monday. Tomorrow we'll be back right after the game, hopefully cheering and hollering and hooping and hollering and saying, "I told you." But
yeah, that's it.
And that will also feature Scouse Andy that's from the 1 Point Safety Show and Andy Burrows from the Bunker. So until after the game tomorrow, we'll see y'all later.
See you then. Bye, everybody.
Push the button.